Details on how donation decks work can be found here. If you have any questions about specifics, feel free to drop me a message. I always check those messages after the stream. That's a good comment to everyone in general. If you do send me a message during the stream, don't expect me to respond to it till I'm done for the day. I'm gonna keep this. We're on the draw and we have Faithless Looting. Aspiring Vantage. Could be Burn, could be Poop Bears. So because they could be Poop Bears, I'm gonna lead on this fetch. Is Glimpse too strong for Modern? Probably. Even if Glimpse isn't too strong for Modern, I don't think they need to unban more degenerate cards. I think if they want to start with unbanning anything, it should be fair Magic cards. A bit of Salvage and a Foothills here. Even have a playset of foil step links. Is in fact Burn. So I feel a little bit bad about that turn 1 fetch shock. I keep filling up my discard pile here. Ditch this, put this into play tapped. We're up to 4 instants and sorceries in our bid for Bedlam Reveler here. Burn's probably not a particularly good matchup for this deck. We really don't have a very good clock. We don't have a lot of meaningful disruption. I think your sub's broken. You have a subscriber icon, Ian. So that should mean you're currently subbed, I believe. Seeing as I donated a 5-0 list, can you sing a children's song to finish up my bingo? You can't force the bingo. You can't force the bingo. You can't force it, chat. You gotta just let the bingo on. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and bingo was his name-o. Does that count? I think I might have done it for you by mistake. All right, so I'm gonna get my mountain here. I'm gonna send a bolt upstairs, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play Bedlam Reveler. Well, I guess we keep doing stuff on the off chance that my opponent has all 2 mana spells. It really depends on how much things fluctuate by. There's lots of sites that have price histories of how much things cost and how much they change by that you can use as a predictor. All I have to say is, if everything you own on Magic Online suddenly being worth $0 would cause you financial distress, that probably means you shouldn't put that much money into Magic Online. Yes, you are very likely going to be able to get the money back out of it, but just like, you know, in terms of like being an adult and making good financial decisions, you shouldn't put money into something like Magic Online if suddenly not having it was going to cause you financial distress. Wow. I guess we're just mulliganing aggressively for Tarmogoyf here, right? What this is gonna come down to. A lot of our cards are pretty bad here. I guess this is better than some of this stuff. What if I don't want to be an adult about my money? Yep. His hand doesn't have a clock, but like it's got Inquisition into Collective Brutality, so like it's pretty hard to pass up. Gets to fetch pretty aggressively for basic lands, which is nice. Just like easy Skullcrack here. Next turn we escalate this bad boy. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna escalate with all 3 modes here. Ditch this Verdant and this Salvage. Next turn we can go tapped Blood Crypt into Grisly Salvage and hopefully find like a Tarmogoyf. I tried. All right, let's try again. Not only do we not have good tools for beating Bird, we definitely can't beat them while they have a Rest in Peace in play. Not gonna flail around. They wanted it more than we did. I think Goyf is okay in that deck. If you wanted to replace Goyf for budget reasons, you could probably do something like Flinthoof Boar or Scythe Leopard maybe, but if you're not doing it for budget reasons, I understand. But if you're looking to build optimally, I think Goyf is good in that deck. And just a 3/4 for 2 is fine. And like occasionally you're gonna have Seal of Fire, and like them's gonna be a 4/5 or a 5/6. I agree, extras. This deck definitely looks like a clunky pile. That's how it felt while we got bodied by Burn, so. Opponent is 0-3, so you're saying I have a chance? Keep. We went 5-0. We dropped 1 game to Affinity, dropped 1 game to Panza. This isn't even a Traverse deck. It's just like a bunch of value stuff. This top end seems ambitious. Also, I want to reserve judgment until we've played a few games, but I know every Jund deck I've tried to put Faithless Looting into feels really clunky because Faithless Looting is card disadvantage, so without Lingering Souls to help make up for that, it generally feels pretty bad. I don't think regular Jund's burn matchup is that bad, extras. I think this deck's burn matchup is bad because in addition to Bloodbraid Elf being in your deck, we have Bedlam Reveler. So that's actually one of the reasons I really like the green-black deck, the straight green-black deck. I think the straight green-black deck is a pretty good burn matchup overall, especially my build with Collective Brutalities in the main deck. I think Loxodon Smiter is too fair of a card for Modern. I think a 4/4 for 3 is too slow and clunky. Storm, I'm assuming. Things are not looking good for our hero chat. Did the Sultai Shadow deck... It 5-0'd once. We 5-0'd once with it, and then we 0-3'd with it in the next league. So we did not do multiple times. All right. Does this cost 2 yet? This has to cost 2, right? All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna jam this Bedlam Reveler and hope we don't die. I don't really have anything going on. Grisly Salvage is okay. Like, spending 2 mana to set up your draw is a pretty steep cost. It's pretty slow in Modern. Silent Faitha, woo, more fun money. Thanks for the 2-month Twitch Prime resubscription. I appreciate you re-upping on my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for the support. Thanks for helping me do what I do here every day. Yeah, I think like the only place, and I've talked about this before on stream plenty of times, the only times you can really expect to metagame Modern tournaments efficiently are like small local tournaments where you know like the same 20 people are showing up every week. Anything that has like 50 plus people at it, like there's going to be a lot of variety in what people are playing. Are you talking about green-white creatures with no combo in it? No, I think that deck's really bad. I have no desire to play that deck list. And Todd Stevens plays it plenty, so... You might as well let someone who actually enjoys playing that deck list play it, as opposed to not. Let someone who actually thinks that deck is good show you how to play it, as opposed to me that's just gonna complain about it being poopy the entire time. Green-white non-combo. Oh, is this? Green-white non-combo is on my list of decks along with Titan and maybe they wanted to cast. I assume we're dead here. If they can kill us with this Gifts Ungiven, then not unsubbing is right. Got a standard brew. I don't know if I'm gonna dip into more standard, Zach. There's so much standard content right now, and there's so little modern content that I feel like fighting with the other content producers for audience that are interested in watching standard's kind of silly. Like at any given point, you turn on Twitch and there's just so many people streaming standard. They're gonna unsub one of our things here. All right, I think I'm gonna take 3 randoms here. I don't know if 1 Thoughtseize is going to be enough to keep them from killing us next turn. Maybe I could have taken the op there. I don't know. Leaving them a guaranteed ritual seems bad. It's almost therapeutic when I don't have anything like this. I just get to sit here and be like, yep, do your thing. Do your thing. Am I dead? Yep. So if I bolt here, that's 3, 8, 14, then go to 1. I think I'm supposed to hold this for morale, right? And just plus this and bin the Verdant. No, it would have only been 14. It would have been 3, 7, 11, 14. So I'd have been 1 short still. That's a good thing to check, but I would have been 1 short. Because remember, if we hadn't played this, we wouldn't have gotten the prowess trigger from here. There's not a bingo card prize today. At some point in the future, I think we're gonna have some bingo card prizes. It's not so much that I explain that I'm not loud, because I am loud. I'm a very loud person. It's more so that I explain that you have control over how loud I am coming out of your computer. This is, they have a grape shot in here, right? Or they had a grape shot in their hand. I got him. I got him. All right. These are great. These are fine. These are slow. This is fine. Not a huge fan of these. Not a huge fan of these. Cut is slow. Grisly Salvage. Actually, this is probably a little slow, right? I think that seems good. Look, speaking as someone who makes a lot of Magic content, getting excited while making Magic content is the best way to make Magic content exciting, because let's be honest, especially in terms of Magic Online, there's not a lot of things that get people excited, right? Like, there's neat interactions, but you gotta have energy while there's neat interactions, because the client's not helping you relay that the things that are going on are sweet. Sand seems okay. To go ahead and fetch a Blood Crypt here. Just gonna take pieces of the puzzle here, right? That's their card that lets them grind through our card advantage. It's a good pickup. Okay, I want to play the tap lands here still. Let's start with this and see where we get. It's pretty decent. My Twitch Prime runs out from Amazon Prime. I have to renew it on Amazon. Nope. Once you've linked your two accounts together, you never have to relink them again. It's just when your 30 days or whatever it is comes back up on my specific channel, you have to resend your subscription at the top, just like you did the first time. Or if you want to give it to someone else for the next month, you got to go to their channel and give it to them. But you don't have to relink your Amazon and your Twitch every single month. I think this was it. They're half off. It's a steal. Wasn't Baral the correct choice? No, I've got a way to kill Baral right here. Maybe you could argue that I'm not going to be able to hold that up while I try and go up while I play the Bloodbraid Elf, but their hand doesn't have a whole lot going on in it. Hey, T-Roy, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. I appreciate that. There's a lot of excellent people streaming on Twitch, so thanks for supporting my content with that this month. Thanks to you as well, the Dapper Dan, for the Twitch Prime. Welcome. Thanks for the support, folks. Those subs are what allow me to do this full time like this, so I appreciate you helping me stay here. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Keeping them off of pieces of the puzzle is usually right. We're getting pretty well set up to win this game. No, this is game 2. We lost game 1. I'm pretty sure it's always half off. I did not pay $1,200 for a chair. Man, this Bloodbraid card's really good when you're running hot. You could maybe make the argument that I'm supposed to kill this turn because they're going to get to flip it, but like, I'm closing so quickly here. Yeah, I looked at the Herman Millers. Their tall back chairs were really expensive, though. I wanted something that had a headrest and stuff in it. They were going to be more expensive than what this one was. They're probably getting pretty close to just like natural piffing us, right? They certainly think so. Wait. Oh, are they just doing this to kill my board? I think they're just scraping my board, which I guess makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Okay, I like this line from the opponent. Like they have the ass cancer to grind us out. So they just want to like take the clock off the table so they can leverage the advantage they're going to gain from that. So they're dead to an untapped plan next turn, so we can crack them with this plus do this. A Melkor value. Thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. Magic community is kind of wild. I never expected to do this as more than a part-time job, so doing this, you know, 30-40 hours a week is kind of neat. Not something I ever expected to happen. So thanks to the people that keep me here. So Wipe Away actually prevents them from dying to the Raging Ravine next turn, but we thankfully have them dead to the Lightning Bolt. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how we boarded. You can maybe make an argument that Tracker and Thrun are better than like maybe a Salvage since they're kind of a dirtily card. There's so much discard to mulligan for. Oh, I've got Wet Balls too. Forgot about that. Wet Ball's a little awkward with Bloodbraid Elf because this does make this a 5-drop, but Ob's Wet Ball is still good against Storm. Man, are we good at this, chat? If I could have stacked a card on top of my deck, it'd have been that one, right? Look at all of our 5-drops. Just gonna time people out if they keep asking the same question over and over again and ignore the response in chat. Let's take a break, pay attention. If I take the time to respond, please take the time to pay attention. All right, well, that can propel us into our next land drop. No, they have Shivan Reef, so they're not playing Blood Moon. Immortal Echoes. Blood Moon's pretty uncommon out of Storm. If they are playing Blood Moon, they'll have fetch lands. In my experience playing Mardu Pyromancer, which is somewhat limited, this Goyf's gonna be really big when this Liliana hits the bin. Yeah, I'm gonna guide that. In my experience, Nahiri's worse than just playing like Liliana the Veil. And you already don't have a ton of those, so how much do I want to delve for this? It was literally the same person who asked the question twice. The same individual. I should have left the red up. I was thinking about playing this. Am I playing this? The same person asked the same question twice. And I responded to them the first time. So they have sorceries in their bin. Need 2 more here. I probably don't need this Faithless Looting. I guess the Faithless Looting help me hit a land drop. Alright, let's do that and just stick this. Because, like, if they burn an Echoing Truth on my Tasigur, then they're not burning an Echoing Truth on my Wet Ball. That's an interesting comment. I think that's a good observation. I think you're right, Chris. I think I should have main phase salvage because the Wet Ball is symmetrical. Woo! Sorry about that. Oh no! Are we gonna die? Hopefully this is just goblins. Alright. We got some goblins. Kill a thing, drain you. Oh, I guess I could have played this since I didn't play Damping Sphere. Yeah, I was thinking I couldn't. That was a mistake on my part. I was thinking I couldn't Cascade with the Bloodbraid because in my mind Damping Sphere was still in play. Cankle Biter, thank you for the ad bits. I appreciate it. Yeah, I should have played the Bloodbraid Elf there. 110%. 110%. I'd have another blocker. I'd just be down 2 points of health, but like that doesn't really matter right now. I just had in my head that I couldn't cast the card off of Cascade. That could definitely cost us this game, especially if like we could have potentially hit Maelstrom Pulse, which would just be like the aces. We literally would have hit the Maelstrom Pulse. That's funny. That's funny. All right, we're on the scoreboard with Grisly Salvage, Reveler, Jund. A little bit clunky, but just like good Jund cards pulling us through there in the Storm matchup. My name is Jeff Hoagland. Welcome everybody, TGIF. Hope everyone's having a great weekend wherever you're at in the world. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. You can also check out my sponsors, mtgotraders.com. Would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buy and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And finally, Mack Weldon. They provide premium men's clothing. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes, you can save 20% on your first order of premium shirts, polos, shorts, underwear. They do all sorts of great stuff there. They have a number of other things, and they're all great. At any rate, we're 1-1 in this league with Jund Reveler. We're playing a few more Modern Leagues after this before we wrap up the night, so don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out. We are currently in our 7 of our 12-hour stream for today. Yeah, I was pretty fortunate to hit the pulse at the end of that third game. I played a little loosey-goosey myself. This game seems fine. These Grisly Salvage will help us find some lands, and they'll also fill the graveyard up for Bedlam Reveler, which seems ideal for us. Probably fetch a Blood Crypt here and then a basic forest here. Yep, like most of the decks we play on stream, this is a viewer submitted deck list. I was gonna say another Storm opponent, but they just suspended Lotus Bloom, so looks like they are playing Ad Nauseam. Another good matchup for Damping Sphere. Nivik, I've got some bad news for you. Every creature in Magic has taunt because your opponent always decides what they block with. Every creature in Magic has optional taunt basically. I've been playing Hearthstone for a week and I already hate Chain Gang. Chain Gang is very good against the aggressive decks. No doubt. Good news. We don't have to draw all of these lands. I guess I could have Faithless Looting here. I don't know. I kind of want to guarantee I get to play Bloodbraid Elf next turn. But, like, I could have, like, maybe looting. Maybe I was supposed to take the Copperline Gorge there so I could have untap land this turn. They play Unlife here. We get to Abrupt Decay them. Very likely dead next turn. They're going to have a ton of mana from these Lotus Blooms. Oh, we definitely don't need a second Reveler. Inquisition is an excellent draw. What are you working with? So now we can hold up Abrupt Decay here, which is nice. Guess I'm gonna cast this too, so I can find another discard spell. Definitely don't need that. I guess Bedlam Reveler is gonna be pretty cheap next turn, huh? I'm gonna go get an Overgrown Tomb here. So I probably don't need more green. I'm gonna get a Blood Crypt untap just so we're representing interaction. Yeah, that's true, Zach. I should have fetched first. That is a good thing to point out. Yep. Please, for bumping up Angel Cord. 10 out of 10 will do. Thanks for the bits, Taryn. I'm just gonna play this out and pass the turn. They're actually only 1 mana off here of cast ad nauseum and then cast ad nauseum again in response. Hey, Lord Bodmus, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For fuck's sake. Good game, opponent. Yeah, the opponent's deck goes off at completely instant speed, so... Wet Ball is great. This is fine. Collective Brutality is good. All of this spot removal is really bad. Kolaghan's command's like, okay. Yeah, they had Pentad Prism that we knew about too. Are these Fulminator Mages good enough? Tireless Tracker might also be okay. Tireless Tracker could also be okay. This is probably loose. Let's do this. Stone Rain, calling Stone Rain great is ambitious, I think. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Welcome to a live stream. I mean, it sounds fine, right? It needs some disruption, but like I have Faithless Looting. Do you even want to cast Looting on 1 here? I kind of don't, right? Their deck takes a little while to set up, and I don't quite know what cards I want to discard because theoretically I want all of these. I want all of these things. Thank you, Cankle Biter. This is Twitch chat, of course. That's true. That's true. There's one thing Twitch chat loves, it's Stone Rain. As someone who has a little bit of experience playing Ad Nauseam, let me tell you how good the double Lotus Bloom starts are. They are quite good. Kolaghan's command is just like, it's okay. It's not amazing. A lot of these players should be boarding out some of their artifacts, expecting extra artifact disruption. Ravens cramming them to make them discard one single card isn't particularly powerful against Ad Nauseam, because unlike Storm, Ad Nauseam isn't a critical mass deck. They're an A-B combo deck. So like randomly making them discard one extra card doesn't really do a whole lot of the time. All right, that's pretty good. So I get to go ahead and ditch. I'm gonna ditch land plus Goyf here. I'm gonna attack them for 3, and then I'm gonna go ahead and delve this Tasigur into play. I haven't found any disruption, but I am putting a really quick clock on my opponent, which is valuable. You don't need Stone Rains to make Damping Sphere good against them, though. Like, Damping Sphere taxes their mana a significant amount. They cast a lot of spells the turn they combo off. Usually it's, they cast Angel's Grace, Ad Nauseam, Lightning Storms that cost them 3 extra mana, which is usually enough when you're pressuring them. Fatal Push. All right, deal. Hopefully this Bloodbraid finds us a discard spell. Yep. I think I'm just supposed to BB here. Maybe I'm supposed to Faithless Looting. Give myself a little bit more control over, but like most of my disruption is good here. That is not disruption. So I assume we're dead next turn. Dead to Ad Nauseam. I'm doing this for the badges. No need to thank me. Sounds good. Enjoy your badges. No, not really anymore. Once upon a time, I played a bunch of Kiki Chord, but I pretty much just play Magic casually these days, so... Alright, we're dead. I guess we're not technically dead. They could get really unlucky and exile too many cards here. That was not enough, so we should be fine. I want to make them show me the rest of their deck here, just in case. There should be a Lightning Storm in their deck, though. I'm not going to make them like click through the Lightning Storm, but I want to see that there's still a Lightning Storm in their deck in case they were silly and boarded it out, because they did spoils past the Lab Man here. Just waiting on a Lightning Storm. There it is. Good games, opponent. Good games. Yeah, and like I said, like the way this specific configuration of green-black is set up, I'm really not surprised this matchup's kind of hard for us. Like, we only have, what, like 4? We have 5 pieces of one-man discard as opposed to the 7 to 8 a lot of these decks have. Our brutalities are in the board. A lot of our threats are really expensive, so just kind of lack that good mix of disruption and pressure that, like, green, black, rock, and Jund can apply, because this deck's got some clunkier cards like Grisly Salvage and Bedlam Reveler in it. Do you have any experience with toolbox decks in Legacy? Toolbox decks in Legacy haven't been very good for a long time. When Sensei's Dividing Top was legal, Alurin was pretty reasonable because it had a reasonable Miracles matchup. But since Sensei's Dividing Top was banned, I don't really think toolbox decks are great. We're actually going to close the stream out. We're actually going to close the stream out tonight with a red-white Painter Servant toolbox deck. It's got Recruiter and Enlightened Tutor in it, I believe. You can find a link in the donation queue to that. So that's kind of a toolbox deck that seems interesting. Yeah, I like Green Black Rock. We actually started out with Green Black Rock this morning and 4-1 with it again. Actually managed to beat Tron in the run, which was sweet. Need to find cards for Green Black to play at Louisville next weekend. You start sending out some messages to people that own Magic cards. I mean, I guess this hand just needs to draw some lands, right? We lost to blue-white control, which actually felt kind of hard. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to sideboard that matchup either, so I need to think about it a little bit, I think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're gonna give it to us. They have a trap, too. They just have to wait for us to actually search. Oh, no, chat. We've activated their trap card. Oh, no. Oh, no. How long did it take for your streams to make it to YouTube? I publish all this stuff on YouTube after I finish streaming in the evening. So we are currently in the middle of hour 7 of 12. So things from today's stream will probably get published about 6 hours from now, 5.5 hours from now, depending on what my timetable looks like. Yeah, you can only buy bits directly through Twitch, or you can watch the adverts for them. There's a bunch of green-black videos up there, though. If you haven't caught all of my past videos, I've streamed that deck a bunch. I like it a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure that we can win this matchup. Abrupt Decay and an Engineered Explosives, where God, this card is awful, huh? I guess we're just on, like, the play Tarmogoyf and attack plan. Yeah, I actually pre-registered for Louisville this morning. I'm playing the green-black deck. You just need to settle into my last few sideboard cards. I need to figure out what my last few board cards are going to be. Yeah, we beat Storm. We beat Storm. We lost to Ad Nauseam. We lost to something else. No, I am not planning to wear a costume with the deck. Okay. I guess... Yes, if we had a land here, maybe. We 5-0'd with Landfall Rallier. Alright. Alrighty. Destroy. That one, shock you. This almost makes them chump block. Oh, there are tiny people at my door, chat. Tiny people. Hi, Dad. Hi, Declan. Hi, Jacob. Hello. You guys had fun at school today? Yeah, you did? You wanna come sit by me? Yeah. Sit by me for a minute? Oh. How's my oldest guy? You gonna take her shoes off? Yeah. Smells like you were playing outside. Did you have fun? Yep. You want me to undo your shoes over here? Deal. You're a good kid, you know that? Whoop. I assume we're dead here. We've got 8 cards left. They're at 6 though, which is nice. You want some pretzels? Okay. I bet Mom will let you take these pretzels upstairs. Here you go, Jake.
They have butter. They have butter.
That is peanut butter, yep. Dad was eating peanut butter with his pretzels.
So I picked them up almost 2 hours earlier than normal.
Yeah.
Jake literally jumped for joy when I walked in to pick them up. Declan told me, Mommy, I play at school, you go to work. Peanut butter snacks.
Was that a good draw? What do we think, chat? Was that a good draw?
Come on, let's go upstairs, bud.
It was a good draw, Declan.
Dad, do you want to go outside?
No, Dad's got to work for a little while,
Come
okay?
on, Mommy, I'll take you upstairs and we'll go outside.
You want to go outside with Mom?
Mommy, go. Dad, go upstairs.
Declan, come on. Jake, go ahead, honey.
Dad, go there, please.
Aww. Okay, I'm going to carry you upstairs really quick, okay? I'll be right back, chat. I'm going to go drop this one off.
Dad, go upstairs, please.
you gonna take them outside?
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
It's hot out.
pretty hot out there. Pretty hot.
Hey, quickly, Dad's gonna sideboard. Feel free to close the windows for me. Also, it's Friday if they want devices. Friday's a particularly exciting time to be a toddler in the Hoagland household because since they don't have school tomorrow, they don't have to be awake early, which means they can watch their tablets late. Is Damping Sphere good enough here? Is Damping Sphere good enough here? Pretty sure I want this as a 3-2. What do we think of this? What do we think of this? I've got bolts and brutalities and decay for crabs. Yeah, I'm gonna submit 64. I'm gonna submit 64. Yeah, 63. Yeah, it's been real bad. I need to figure out what my new schedule is gonna be. I haven't gotten to the gym this week. I am an old, fat, and tired man who hasn't run it all this week. So I definitely need to do that. I need to figure out either wake up early and go before I get up and stream. When I was streaming in the afternoons, I was going in the mornings, but now I'm streaming in the mornings. This hand is what you could call speculative, but I'm a professional, so it's paying off. They have path and push. That's unfortunate. I guess I'm just taking the push here because I'd like a land off this Path to Exile. I should get a tiny treadmill. It's actually not a terrible idea. They make ones that go under the desk. No, so the rules of sideboarding are your sideboard has to have at most 15 cards in it. So you can have you can what's it called? Have less than that. You just can't board lower than 15 cards. I'm gonna ban a Faithless Looting here when I do this, I think. Okay. This Tarmogoyf could just win the game. Can we donate to have the kids jump all over you while you play a league in the queue? Nothing could possibly. So, my older streams had that a lot. The problem is that they're loud. The children are very loud. No more than 15. Yeah, that's what I meant. Can't go more than 15 is what I intended to say. That's probably not the words I actually said, but that's what I intended to say. Yeah, it looks like Esper Mill. I wonder if they're going to crack the Field of Rune here, probably. We're probably not that far off from Declan getting to stream Magic on occasion with me. Jake's not really interested in it, but Declan likes it a lot, usually. There's going to be a draw step field. Smells like a draw step field. Yeah, I think so. I really don't need to draw more cards. Like, I have the tools I need to win this game already. That's a good way to put it, LQ. Did you draw Snapcaster Mage? Yeah, maybe I should have lilied them here. That's a real possibility. It's a real possibility that I should have lilied them here. Just like edict them off of this. I don't know, putting more pressure into play seemed appealing to me. Like, they don't have a ton of other tools. We sold 29 cards in my deck. Okay, yep. So we're getting kind of punished for the way my sequencing ended up going here. Oh, that's aggressive. That's super aggressive. I wonder if their last card's like an archive trap or something. Oh, I should have fetched in response there. Fuck. Do I have a Blood Crypt left in my deck? One Blood Crypt down. You think I still have a Blood Crypt? It looks like it. Their last card's archive trap, and they could have drawn that for the turn too. So I should have fetched this probably a little bit more aggressively. So they're gonna trap us down to 5 cards. Nope. Did they auto pass by mistake? Maybe they auto passed by mistake there. It felt like they had a trap and they just messed that up. Yeah, it said they were paying costs in response to the fetch. They need to wait for the fetch to happen. Yeah. Yep, definitely motoed. Well, I mean, if they don't draw something live here, they would have died either way. Yep, that's a wasteland. Well, I guess that's not true. I'm going to 14 cards. This is 13, right? So if their last card doesn't do anything, we would have still won the game. We'd have won the game with 0 cards in our deck. I'm gonna edict their crab here. Oh yeah, that's true too. That's true too, yep. Yeah, I did 3 cards in my deck because the crab would be gone. And we even have bridge covered with this Maelstrom Pulse. Nah, they just commented that they accidentally F6, which they obviously did. Sorry for the misclick, mate. If you go back and watch this, done that plenty of times. Actually, when we played Blue Blackmail on stream last time, I literally F6 through an archive trap turn. I don't. There's no justice on this stream though, so I managed to win the game where I F6 by mistake. Well, we're 2-2 with this Bedlam Reveler deck. Once again, coming back to the point that every deck in Modern is really a 3-2 deck if you try hard enough. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're new, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. There's a lot of great people you could be watching on Twitch right now, so thanks for spending part of your day here with us. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to the channel or at least checking out my sponsors. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your magic cards and other magic cards or cash directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. And this stream, of course, is made possible by viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. If you are new to the stream and enjoying it, make sure you follow the stream at the very least. Following doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live. And with what? I liked your fewer colors article today on the Rock deck. People give me crap for running monocolored EDH decks in 3 and 4, but I like playing spells. I am a big fan of casting the spells I draw too. Big fan. The Landfall aggro deck finished 5-0. For those that watched earlier and couldn't catch all of it, it'll be up on YouTube tonight after we're done, of course. It's okay. Seems okay. I'm not interested in another Faithless Looting. And like, our every deck is a 3-2 deck pseudo meme on this channel. It's really like a testament to the fact that like, a lot of the things that you're doing in Modern are like pretty similar in power level as long as you're playing reasonable cards. So if you're playing reasonable cards and you're playing reasonable magic with it, you're going to do well with most things, which is why people like this as a format. So like, I look at this hand and I'm like, okay, blue-white control, blue-white control, blue-white control, blue-white control. Wait, what? I think I'm just supposed to take the Gideon here, right? Like, that's the card I really care about. Liliana can grind through the rest of these out of their hand, most likely. Serum Vision is a good pickup there. Yeah, definitely have Solemnity. You're not wrong. What they do with their scries? They went top. So they have some lands coming off the top here. I assume they're going to stick this. I don't think we have any Obsidian decks in the queue currently. Geist is Saint Trash. Okay. Dude, Jun stuff. What kind of foods do I like to cook? For the frozen kind. We don't really do a ton of cooking in my house. I don't really cook, and Christy works a good deal, so we end up eating out a lot. I think I'm gonna bin Fatal Push here. If we get a really good Grisly Salvage, we can actually cast a Bedlam Reveler this turn. Bloodbraid's pretty good. Nice little piece of candy there. We don't eat out for every meal, but like the times when we don't eat out, it's a lot of like boxed macaroni and cheese or frozen meals out of the freezer. The last couple of times Christy and I have tried to be responsible adults and cook for ourselves, we've like got done with it. And we're like, this is awful. Where are we getting takeout from? Ate a lot of simple things too, like I had a jar of peanut butter and a bag of pretzels next to me, blocks of cheese and crackers. Demand a cooking stream. We do frozen meal prep from time to time, although I still actually have both veggie burgers and egg rolls from last time we did a cooking stream prep. Here's your next takeout meal, Kinkle Biter. Thanks for the bits, I appreciate that. So 10 out of 10 pushing her up to start, right? I think I'm just gonna bin this Faithless Looting. I think I want to just use these bolts to like have reach probably. We actually did a cooking stream once because Christy and I do prep frozen stuff on occasion. Look at this, perfects. So this sequencing was just super rewarded because if I would have waited to plus this, they'd still have a card in their hand. Although I guess I could have taken the path or whatever. We're gonna Field of Ruin my Raging Ravine. My poor Raging Ravine. Keep the extra red mana here. Opponent's down to nothing here, and we've got a Faithless Looting in the bin to flashback later. 2 of them, actually. And a Liliana going. Homemade ramen. That sounds interesting. Ooh, got a piece of candy, chat. They draw another path. Your Snapcaster? What a tilt. What is this? Glimmer of Genius? Cryptic Command? Smells like Cryptic Command, right? Okay. So, like, the biggest part, or the difficulty about streaming for too much longer is that something that I don't think everyone realizes is that, like, putting stuff on YouTube doesn't take a ton of time, but it does take some time. So, like, when I stream for 12 hours like this, I'm gonna have an hour's worth of work that I have to do after I go offline between YouTube video formatting and responding to messages from people and, like, updating the donation queue and stuff. So, like, in addition to my streaming 30-40 hours a week, I put in another 10 to 15 hours a week doing prep stuff too. Just gonna start by attacking here, right? Now they drew Snapcaster. That's really annoying. I'm gonna bolt this before blocks. Yeah, we do crockpot stuff on occasion too. That's really easy. It's like set it and forget it type stuff. We got some meals from this prep freeze cook place that's local to us here, and they were just so terrible. We've tried like 3 of them and they've all been rancid. At what point is it worth it to get an assistant? The content probably needs to grow a little bit more before it's worth hiring an assistant, because like we just put the kids in daycare, right? And anyone who has children is aware of how much that costs. So we just invested a bunch into what I'm doing. So need to see if we'll see where the growth ends up at. I definitely don't pocket everything and reinvest a lot into making what I do here better. And if you message me on Twitter, like during this stream, I don't check all that till the end. So there's enough going on between reading chat and like managing OBS and stuff like that and getting decks that after my stream finishes, I always go and I check everything. We don't grill. Never really dove into that. My children were very intentional. Neither of my children are here by mistake. If you messaged me on Twitter and I didn't respond, this goes for anywhere. If you messaged me anywhere and I haven't responded within 24 hours, you should message me again, because you should assume I didn't see your message. I eat a lot of Chipotle, and their corn salsa is A+, so does that count? Alright, so like weird blue-white control. Thrun and Tracker are probably good. Maelstrom Pulse is great because of their like little enchantment plan. Fatal Push seems pretty terrible. Some number of these bolts are probably okay, but a lot are probably bad. I don't think this is a Fulminator Mage matchup with them having cheap Planeswalkers and cheap enchantments. I think I like this game plan. These all seem like reasonable cards. Chipotle doesn't have a reward system that I'm aware of. If you're ever in Central Florida, you know, I keep meaning to get down to visit my grandparents in Florida at some point. Although they should be heading back up here for the summer soon. I am no longer an educator. I am a full-time meme now. And believe it or not, being a full-time meme pays more than being an educator. They didn't have any cards in hand, Immortal. But you're right. If they had cards in hand, you should wait till you hit them. I liked teaching. Yeah, anyone who teaches has to like teaching to do it, because the amount of money you get for teaching, if you're an intelligent individual who's capable and driven and you're teaching, it's because you like doing it, because you definitely don't get paid enough to do it to not like doing it. I'll never forget, it was like my third year of undergrad, I think. And like one of my college professors was like doing that thing where you go around the room and like you say who you are and what your major is and why you are your major. And one of the people in the classroom was like, I'm here. I'm in a math education major and I'm here because I want to make money. And everybody, including the teacher, just like fucking burst out laughing. And the teacher, when like the class settled, the teacher was like, yeah, computer programming is down the hall. This is not the comp sci classroom. You picked the wrong one. Maybe I was supposed to jam Tarmogoyf there. I kind of want to cast this Grisly Salvage. I've been managing my own taxes from doing 1099 work for, I'm 27, a decade. I've been getting 1099 done work I do for a decade. And being an admin is not being a teacher, though. Admins do make good monies at schools on average. You are correct, but that's generally not considered being a teacher in my mind. So if I crack this fetched land, it doesn't give me this Blackcleave Cliffs into play and tap, but it gives me one more card in my graveyard for this. PhD can make, like, good lord. That's, yep. Well, I mean, Unlife kills them, so I understand it from that perspective. You need to actually kill your opponent to some degree. I think I'm gonna get rid of this Grisly Salvage. I have more instants in my hand. So this puts down 2 blockers here. So like, hopefully this Grizzly Bear can't attack in. And for certain kinds of specialty work, you definitely like, you know, you make more per hour because you're working less total hours, right? I mostly just watch Jeff all day. Well, I'm glad you can be here, Rick. I guess leaving the instant in my bin was better for this Bedlam Reveler. Well, that's a bag of dicks. It's an unfortunate Inquisition of Kozilek. Archangel Avacyn, huh? I'm just gonna hit them for 4. Hey, Easybus, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for helping me do what I do here every day. I've got 4 instants and sorceries in my bin now, so this Bedlam Reveler is getting slightly closer. I mean, that Faithless Looting made my Bedlam Reveler 3 cheaper, so that's nice. See if they want any big gids here or not. I guess this lets them shoot my Tasigur with big gids. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't have the lands to cast that. Attack Gideon Jura here. Dogwood Crow, I just want you to know that the last part of your sentence taken out of context could be really misconstrued. All right, so I'm gonna rebuy this Tasigur and shoot this. All right, so Raging Ravine, Bedlam Reveler, and Abrupt Decay and Inquisition. So like this Tasigur is fighting with my Bedlam Reveler here, but I think it's a worthwhile fight. If we get Supreme Verdict, then I'm gonna feel real bad, but they have Cryptic, Archangel Avis, and one card I don't know. The Cryptics are gonna time walk us a bunch. Honestly, they could maybe just win this game by tempoing us with Cryptic commands and attacking us with Gideons and Archangels. She made that much money, it wouldn't be. That's the joke since I've started streaming full time, is that I'm just a cam girl who doesn't get paid like one. My friends are nice people. So we're gonna Cryptic tap draw. I gotta bend over to pick things up more. All right, so they can just swing Dad Chad into Liliana here, but I think if Dad Chad pounds Liliana, that'll be okay. I'll just get a card out of their hands here. I'm not casting this Thrun anyways. You do need the same equipment to be a streamer. That's true. It is the exact same work tools. Hey, Gankle Biter. My opponent is going to win with Jace because he's obviously broken in Modern. Look, every time I've lost to a Jace the Mind Sculptor, it's because Wizards of the Coast should never have unbanned it. So, you know, they drew a path. That's a beating. Do I have a basic land still? I don't. What an extra beating. I'm good. I'm glad chat picked up on Dad Chad pounding Liliana. I'm glad we all understood where that was going. Yeah, they know their Field of Runes is a wasteland now too, because I didn't get a basic there. I probably should have fetched non-basics more aggressively, knowing they were a Path Field of Rune deck. I think Infect's a perfectly reasonable deck in the format. I actually have one in the donation queue. I think it's got a quick clock. It top 8'd the Open recently, right? The last Modern Open. Man, that's a good draw. That is an A+ draw right there. Got a tracker here too. So I'm assuming Dad Chad's gonna kill Tasigur here. I'm assuming Dad Chad's gonna give it to Tasigur. Yep. Found a piece of candy, chat. Yep. Yeah, it's a great feature. Little details like that. I really wish Arena was going to have Modern. And I really wish that Arena didn't make it difficult for me to play a lot of different decks. If Arena allowed me to play Magic in the way I enjoy playing Magic, it seems really awesome. Unfortunately, the way I play Magic is not Arena friendly. So I really don't have the option to play Arena, even if I wanted to. It seems really slick. Everything I've watched for Arena seems really awesome, and I wish it's something that's Arena existing is good for Magic the Gathering, like, and things that are good for Magic are good for, you know, Magic content producers. So I wish it was something I could be excited about, but like what it is right now is just not something for me. They're designing it for other people, and that's good. Like, not every part of Magic has to be for every person. Does Chad cook for those that he pounds? That's a good question. You have to ask Chad himself. Yep, there's Archangel. It melts AMD. I didn't attack because I knew they had this card. For those at home, we knew they had this card from Inquisition earlier. Pretty lady. The last time I played Standard, this card was legal. This card's great. Played a lot of Spirits. Probably not, Serp. Like, for starters, in order for me to be able to play Standard in Arena the way I play Magic Online here, right? Like, I need a full collection. And I just can't justify putting $1,200 or whatever it's going to cost me to have a full collection into Arena when I can do that on Magic Online for free. Or for minimal cost because I can buy the cards then sell them back again. That's unfortunate. If I just take this hit from Dad Chad, I'm going to die to this Colonnade and the Archangel next turn, so I think I have to block. I guess I could have cracked this clue before I decided if I was blocking. It's $1,200 for a full playset of Standard stuff. Someone said it was about $300 per set that was legal. All right, well that's a very good draw. That's a very good draw. Do I have a land I can fetch out of my deck still? I hope. So that lets me do that, which then means I can do this into Liliana Edict potentially. Oh, sequencing Hogland. Sequencing Hogland. Sequencing Hogland. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. I'd have 2 clues. I'd have 2 clues, chat, and now I don't even have a clue. I got nothing. Nothing, chat. Nothing. We're gonna die to this Colonnade, aren't we? I didn't board in Fulminators. I boarded out my Fatal Pushes. We're gonna die to this Colonnade in 2. Yep. All right. I have a Faithless Looting I can flash back. I don't think I actually have any outs in my deck right now. Pretty sure we're on nothing. Should board Fulminator in. It was a mistake not to. Yeah, we're just gonna die to that. Yeah, I don't think I actually had outs in my deck. The way I had sideboarded was bad. These should be in my deck. Let's do this. Not having Fulminator Mages for game 2 was definitely a mistake. That's great. Yeah, and like I ran out of basics because of how I fetched earlier that game too, so that was bad. I think I should fetch for shocks pretty aggressively. It's like a Jun sandwich with Reveler and looting buns. Yeah, this deck's the curve on this deck is not really like what I would consider like modern friendly, I guess you could say. One, two, seven, yep. This deck's also playing a lot less lands because it's playing Grisly Salvage and Faithless Looting. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Mana Tither. That is certainly a card. You have a Mana Tither, opponent. Yes, you do. What does growing the Goyf do? All right, Liliana, please. Very unlucky. Boop. What? Deal? You should message me a deck list with specifics, Kinklebiter. Should whisper me on Twitch or DM me on Twitter or Discord. Gotta hold that Mana Tither up. Got 1, 2, 3. This is 4 instant sorceries in my bin. Oh, the way I sequence this, I'm not going to be able to Fulminator Mage them before they Elspeth me, right? Yeah, that was a mistake. It's not pronounced Tither, it's Mana Tithe. Maybe I'm just supposed to get Bloodbraid Elf here since they're probably... See, they might discard Mana Tithe here since I have so many lands. We have Elspeth, Mana Tithe, one card I don't know. They might want to hold on to the Mana Tithe because it means I can't slam the Fulminator Mage this turn. Peace Extras, thanks for dropping by. Hope the vet visit goes well for you. Puppy feels better. How many is that in here for me? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Leyline of Sanctity, you got it. All of my streams get posted on my YouTube channel. If you don't want to wait for my streams to get posted on my YouTube channel, you can subscribe to the channel. Everything ends up on YouTube. So the stuff from today will end up on YouTube later tonight, and I cut it up on there so you don't have to click through a 12-hour video looking for the one league you care about. That's a good draw. Make this Bedlam nice and cheap. Or it won't, and we'll just play Bloodbraid this turn. Oh, I messed up. This was a mistake. I should have just hit them with Raging Ravine this turn, because if I hit them with Raging Ravine, they couldn't use this fetch land. This was a mistake. This was a missequence. Yeah, they get to cast Elspeth here now. I should have just attacked with this. I wasn't thinking about turning off their fetch land and like what their current health total was. How long did I work in the private sector for? I worked as an analyst for a year after grad school before my oldest was born. They have Leyline of Sanctity in play. This Reveler's getting pretty cheap, though. I'm gonna correct this fetch. Alright, we got 2 copies of Maelstrom Pulse. Hey, I like that one. Alright, and once again, Modern reminding us that every deck is a 3-2 deck. Every deck is a 3-2 deck. Do streamers get Twitch revenue from ads on their viewed VODs? They do, but the ad ratio is better on YouTube. Also, Twitch doesn't really give me a good way of cutting up videos or a good way for people to search for videos on their service. So like basically the past Twitch VODs are just like much clunkier than YouTube. At any rate, we finished 3-2. I don't know. The Grisly... So, people kept talking about cutting Grisly Salvage from this deck. Grisly Salvage was actually kind of good. Grisly Salvage enabled Bedlam Reveler a couple of times. It made Tasigur much easier to cast. Faithless Looting was kind of mediocre. My feelings that without having Lingering Souls in a deck with this... Faithless Looting just clunks up, and because it's card disadvantage. So while I think a couple of copies of Lingering Soul, a couple of copies of Faithless Looting are fine, I think playing the full 4 is probably a mistake. I'd probably just go up a land or 2 in this deck, like go up to a 3rd or 4th Raging Ravine maybe. 20 lands is a little bit greedy even with Salvage and Looting, I think. Overall, I think this deck's probably just a little bit too clunky and greedy compared to normal Jund, but if you're really into casting Bedlam Reveler and Bloodbraid Elf in the same deck, it's probably a fine choice. At any rate, been playing a lot of